Yeah.
And the awe and the wonder.
Because it's really important to me to communicate it, like to tell the story of it.
Hmm.
But it's much more important to me to actually experience it and demonstrate it in real time.
Mm. That has more to do with the mystery of it in some ways, like the power of the mystery of life.
Yeah, yeah. It's like being a bridge between dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being the portal.
Mm-hmm.
How do you create something like that?
Mm. What comes to me is trust and collaboration and humility and awe and courage. And intent, right?
Yeah.
To follow the heart.
And here's an interesting dynamic around that intent and following the art that you just said is that it I I realize that there's a huge intent that comes from inside my own heart. But there's an even bigger one that's in God's heart. And they're matching.
And that's what the trust is about, right?
Yeah.
And surrender. That's the other word I was looking for.
Yeah, this one's huge for me. It's like this realization that I don't really need any of the 3D stuff.
Sorry.
It's like that becomes the awareness and
Yeah.
detached from it. We separate from it. Use it.
Well, here's the big choice and opportunity that's facing me right now is the opportunity to attach myself to potential.
Nice one.
And be happy. Yeah, be happy with that.
Mm.
There's that H word, Jesse.
Which word?
Happy.
No,
You know, attached to
the
potential
H word.
and be
H
happy
word.
with that. Yeah. Yep. I was developing some copy with Joe a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that came out of my mouth was kind of blew me away. I said, I get to play with potential energy for a living. It was like, oh my.
Uncap it.
Yeah, yeah. Swim in it, you know.
Mhm. That's
You know, it's like having a whole ocean at your disposal.
mhm.
And then I keep hearing confirmations about that. Like I get these visions about how creation happens for human beings, and I just realize I may never create anything on my own ever again. I just see a series of divine collaborations in my future experience, you know, of different kinds.
Mhm.
You know, like this one, Jesse, has turned out to be. We must be at 180 days now, huh?
Yeah, I believe so.
But
Yeah,
it's
today
like,
should be.
yeah, yeah. Like this thing really set a precedent. You know, and it's become a pathway. It's become a brand new pathway to something that's much bigger than we can imagine.
touching towards true collaboration,
Yeah.
Mhm.
touching
Yeah.
towards creation, like what we can create together, where two or more are gathered.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in high level principles like interdependence, for one, and equality. That one's such a huge one. I talk about downloading stuff every day, and what I've realized through the experience of that is that cosmic intelligence doesn't differentiate between who gets that stuff and who doesn't.
Mhm.
It's just that things land on people who are open.
At that particular time.
Yeah, yeah. Like the windows of heaven are open. They have been for a long, long time. And I've just been blessed with awareness that I'm a receiving agent in these lower dimensions for all that's coming in from above. And I'm just aware. I'm aware of that reception that's happening all the time. And I'm only my awareness is like very fractional compared to what's coming in. But the things that the universe wants to accomplish here on Earth and bring into form, no single one of us gets the whole download. It's like I'll get part of it and somebody else will get another part of it, and somebody else might get another part of it. And those three parts need to come together in order to bring it into conception. And that was the idea behind saying that I get to play with potential energy.
Mm.
Focuses and calls out to what to receive.
Right, right. So there's a little message kind of in the back of all that says to me, find the others.
Mm-hmm.
Find the others that have the other pieces, that have received the other pieces. And I just realized I get to play in that playground for the rest of my life.
Game changer experience.
Yeah, yeah. And then I've spent a lifetime preparing for this kind of life, for this quality of life. For this richness of life. Oh man, I enjoy being in this state of state at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's graduated from oh my. Right, Allison?
To man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, it's good practice
Yeah,
to connect into the truth of the moment, who we are, what we're doing, calm everything down, and
yeah.
observe. Be an observer of life, of potential.
Huh. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh my. Here's what just came to me. Stop, look, and listen.
Hmm. God, that takes me back.
Well, yeah, it takes me back too. And I think, oh, it can't be that simple. It sure as hell is.
Hmm. I know. So interesting. Isn't it?
Oh, that's too hilarious.
And the teachings and the listening,
Yeah.
portals and the listening.
Yeah,
The
because when I
bridge is true.
first heard that, it was about, it was about being cautious, because it's stop, look, and listen before you cross the street, right? But this isn't about being cautious or surviving a street crossing. This is about getting into a place where you can observe correctly. Where you can be aware correctly.
I think of a net gathering of words, Craig. Focus, observe, rest, trust.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about following the observer.
Yeah.
It's a
Because,
little
it's
bit
it's about our physical senses, but it's also about our psychic senses as well.
well, I think, I mean, I think that's what you do when you contemplate or when you meditate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Deep seeing and deep listening,
Mm-hmm.
deep observing,
Mm.
deep receiving.
Mm. The openness for that, right? Which is I think
Yeah.
that's trust.
Yeah. And having encouragement around that is unbelievable.
Mm.
It certainly
Simple.
expands what you can do on your own.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
practicing it together has been so joyful and so expansive and so much fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Better than alone. For sure.
The more I do this, the more attuned my future vision gets.
Practice.
Yeah. Yeah. I've come to realize that I was designed to play there. In that preconception space. That truly is home for me. Really, really comfortable there.
You found your home.
Yeah.
Stop, look, and listen.
Yeah.
See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel.
Yeah. You know what's been the most challenging part of that? Stop, look, and listen for me. The stop.
Mhm. That's what I
Because I
had
want,
to.
I want to keep, you know, something in me wants to keep moving while I'm observing. And it's not very effective, or it hasn't been for me anyway.
People wouldn't, no.
It's pretty hard when you live in an instant society.
Like most are.
Oh, yeah.
Stop is uncomfortable.
You don't allow the space for the silence.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Don't look for it, so we're not looking for it then.
Well, we're raised to obey when we're told, you know.
Mhm.
That's a real big bugaboo
Mhm.
that keeps showing up as resistance of all kinds of different things. You know, do it now, take action. You're going to miss out if you don't, blah, blah, blah. You know, the cosmic plan has it all worked out already. All we got to do is stop long enough so that we can step into it.
Mhm.
And you can't step into it when you're moving because you can't. It's kind of like, I don't know if you ever tried to get on a merry-go-round when it was moving when you were a kid,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like that.
Mhm.
Somehow you got to gauge the perfect speed in order to get on without killing yourself.
got to find the gap.
Yeah, you got to find the gap. Exactly right.
So stop knowing. Stop grasping. Stop fighting. Stop striving. That's a,
Yeah. Well, here's another one. Now that you said that, stop driving and stop thriving.
Mm.
You know, thriving for me became an addiction.
Mm.
And that's why it's been such a challenge to stop. Probably because there was a lot of adrenaline in it.
Mhm. A lot of attachment, a
Yeah,
lot of
a lot of-
identity. There's identity.
Yeah, identity. Yeah, attachment, identity. A lot of running, a lot of spinning the wheels,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of proving self-worth.
Earning.
Yeah, yeah, earning approval, earning love.
Mm. Praise, achievement, validation.
Earning money.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Allison.
Yeah.
You know, which is all tied into working hard and,
Mm.
you know, proving your worth and all this stuff. Yeah.
And so stopping that. How does one stop that?
It's pretty difficult to see your own intrinsic value when you're moving, when you're trying to achieve, when you're driven. You know, when you're in the rat race. Stop the world, I want to get off.
Yeah, so looking for our intrinsic value, looking for our purpose, looking for our genius, gifts, and greatness.
Yeah.
We look for that in what we want and what we love, when we're relaxed, when we're paused, when we're stopped, and when we trust. So look for what you trust.
Yeah, you can't find that when your wheels are spinning.
Mhm. So it's looking for your senses. looking for your triggers, looking for your patterns. Looking for your identity, attachments, ooh, expectations.
Yeah, there's a huge fear behind all that too. Like if I stop, if I slow down, if I stop, am I going to disappear or something? Like, if I stop treading water, what's going to happen to me? Hmm.
Stop the chaos. Look at the fear. Listen to the love, to the joy.
Yeah.
The lower to the higher.
Hmm. Yeah, listen to the higher frequencies instead of drowning in the lower ones.
Mhm. Stop, look, and listen. Stop, look, listen. That's the bridge to higher dimensions, the bridge to heaven on earth, the bridge to happy.
Yeah.
Stopping the ego, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And letting the alignment look and listen.
Yeah. And the brain chatter and all that. Yeah. And the drivenness.
Pause.
And that whole
Look.
earning and deserving paradigm. That whole thing is really damaging to a human being.
Mm.
We weren't designed for that.
Jesse, look at that beautiful sky behind you.
Oh wow.
The clouds, it's so gorgeous.
Mhm.
I love when they, oh, it's like a
Oh,
brush.
I don't think it can be.
Painting is being given, right? So lovely.
Oh, let's see. The moon's in there too. You just can't see it. Yeah.
Still
Oh,
hanging
behind
in its fullness.
It's gone behind the cloud. Let's see if I can point it out. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, wow.
Does it know justice?
Well, our nodes are going into Libra. And well, they come from Libra going into Aries. That's what it's a collaboration between community and individual. That's the time. That's the timing. That's what the timing is all about at the moment. Coming into
Those have to be all sorts of different cycles, moving at different speeds,
yeah,
moving into new positions,
yes,
leaving old ones. So cycling.
very much leaving the old. There's so much support for that at the moment.
Yeah, like we have a lot of cycles that are overlapping each other at the
Mhm.
moment. It keeps happening over and over again.
Stop, look, and listen inward, in here.
Mhm. So your direction, your choice of direction and your choice of intention, that's kind of the defining movement.
Yeah, for me, that's about sensing the intention in the moment.
Mhm.
Like, what's the greater intention
Mhm.
for this moment, and how can I participate with that one?
Mhm. Mhm.
How can I interact with it? How can I be part of it?
How can I collaborate with it?
I choose to be part of it.
Well, we choose our intention, right?
Yeah.
What part of the greater intention can I choose for myself?
It's leaning into what's next.
Mhm.
Leaning into the next.
And embracing it.
Mhm. If you're fearful of it, you don't.
That's right.
If you're treading water, you can't. If you're panicked, you won't.
Yeah, you got to trust the greater intention first.
Feel life's abundance. And the grace of it.
You know, that potential that I've been talking about, I just realized that that's intentions.
Mm.
Mhm.
The perfect way and the perfect order. Recode language.
Oh, it's good languaging at language. Like
Yeah.
house workers.
I like it.
Oh, well, it was taken from somewhere else too.
Say more, please.
It was taken from structure. It wasn't invented in the recode.
Is that Robert Fritz language?
I think I would say the source. I think the source is Gary Flint.
Who's that?
Yeah, Gary Flint was he brought the 2 points to the recode, the first 2 points. So, like, what do you want and where are you now? The 2 points, so they're bringing in that in existence, and he did some amazing work, just using 2 points that shifted people dramatically, and that was one of the parts of putting it together.
Okay.
I think he used that language. I mean, a lady who came up on stage with a walker, and he put 2 points on her and basically said that and threw her walker into the Christmas tree, and she walked away. Just an alignment.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah. And we don't want to believe that.
Yeah,
I mean, how ridiculous is that?
exactly.
Yeah, how could it be that simple?
Why would we want to fight something like that? Why would we want to not even go to something like that? Why would we be afraid of that?
Because we see something different in that, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely not expected.
Probably because there's a need, kind of one of those deep needs to have things a certain way.
Mhm. Predictable, safe, controlled.
Yeah.
World is a big one.
Yeah, because then it's the identity kicks in. Well, who am I then? I don't want to, because I can't do that.
Right. So it makes me, it threatens to make me unimportant.
Mhm. Less than. Stop being less than.
It makes those 10 years of medical school of no consequence.
Seemingly,
What's that, Allison?
I said it seemingly makes them of no consequence, and it doesn't have to be at all.
Nope.
No, but that's the threat, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I've wasted my effort.
Yeah, rather than collaborate my efforts.
Yeah, and consolidate.
Improve, move on.
Yeah. Surrender to a better a better way or a better method.
Mm.
Yeah, we say we want to improve, but when improvement shows up, it, for some reason, it's the last choice.
Defending, right? Defending. There's no movement in defending.
Mm.
And you're either been right or you've been wrong. And so that becomes the intention.
Mm.
Yeah, good old binary thinking killed a lot of cats.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're supposed to be to the system.
I missed that. Sorry, Craig.
They're supposed to be rewards for conforming to the system.
Hmm.
That's where society runs these days.
Being right is the reward, right? Or being right is when you get the reward.
Mm.
Being wrong, you are punished.
Or not choosing what the system wants you to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of confusion around what's right and what's wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because you get contradictory messages.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those end up being cultural things. What's appropriate and what's politically correct.
I'd like to share something that I had the privilege of listening to yesterday. It's a friend of mine, she's in her early 50s, very accomplished in her career, took a wrong turn in a job that she chose, had okay experience, for a while, and then it wasn't okay. So I'm hearing the story after the fact, and I was listening, and I was hearing the tone in her voice. It was on the phone, and she was walking with the sense of, she was with her husband. They didn't want to talk in front of the kids, so they went on a walk, and so I was on the phone with them. And this absolute sense of excitement in the unknown. And it was, I thought, this is an example of watching a real creator. It was so the energy was so it infused me. That's how I kind of felt, because the call was pretty late and I was tired, and I felt so energized afterwards with her. And now, when she texted to ask if they could call, and I said yes, of course. And I said to, after you told the whole story, I said to Anne, but you said you wanted to ask something. What did you want to ask? And she said, well, is there anything that I could maybe think of to add to what what I'm doing and what I've done? We thought we would just check in. And I said, no, I've got nothing for you. You've got it all. And it was just so amazing, because she doesn't, it's not my languaging. I mean, she and I have got similar languaging around other things, but not in this way. And there was that whole creative process was there. And then I said to the only thing that I can think of is that the stumbling block became a stepping stone. And she loved that. But it was so wonderful to see somebody in their full power, with this sense of trust and abundance, and just the collaboration between the two of them, and how they were supporting each other. And that, like I said, that sense of knowing that they were in the unknown, and that was exactly where they wanted to be, because it opened things. It wasn't this awful, oppressive environment that she'd had to work in 8 hours a day for the last 6 months. I mean, she had a good team and she had good experiences with them. But I mean, we all know what it's like if you're in a small company and the CEO is gunning you, kind of thing, and making you scapegoat. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun at all.
That's why, one of the reasons why younger people have such a difficulty fitting into the work world,
Mm-hmm.
because they're, everything about them is kind of runs counter to that. Those old ways of doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And those old ways worked for the old people. And so they say that's the world they see, and there's no other room.
Right, right. But the truth is that those old ways didn't work for them either.
Right.
But they conformed and adapted to them. And so they figure everybody should do the same.
Yep. Didn't you send me a quote, something like that, Allison?
Oh, I can't think now, Jace.
Yeah, I think out of the book. Oh yeah, when the man tries to tell another one what to do.
Oh, okay. He who thinks he knows what's best for another is a dangerous man.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a old yoga saying or principle. Because it's basically, in a way, it's saying, if you think that you can do a better job at creation than what has been done, you're deluded, and delusion is it is dangerous, right?
Yeah, it's the contrast between inner and outer authority.
Mhm.
We've been raised in a society where outer authority is the law for everything. Your inner authority is secondary, which is really bizarre because we live in a society where individualism rules at the same time. Real confusion there.
Yeah, mental health crisis would be a result of that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, and things like stress.
Yeah.
Well, human beings are certainly not designed to be in stress constantly. It's okay if it's temporary, but if it's continuous, which for me comes right back to all that drivenness and the inability to stop.
Yeah, the drivenness, but basically isn't working. But the fear of stops treading water is greater than it.
Right. And for major parts of my life, I used that fear and that drivenness as a motivator. Like, so you get these really misaligned motivations for everything that you do. The only way for me to get free of those was to stop them.
Yep. It's almost like realizing that, wait, this way, I'm tired of this way. This way, maybe there's another way.
Yeah.
That's the potential. When we see that potential, it's like, oh, I don't have to keep doing it the same way. But man, no one wants to listen to that, because then all of a sudden they're being accused of being wrong. Or they feel like they're being accused.
Well, that's how everybody treated me when I burnt out. I couldn't even function. Couldn't even intentionally function. And the expectations stayed. No one would surrender their expectations.
Yeah.
where I had to be punished for it.
Fear, right? Fear.
Yep.
Fear in the unknown, treading water.
And the other thing is too, you know, when those expectations stay, there's no way you can recover. Because your condition keeps getting worse, and you don't know why.
Mhm. Yeah. The last thing you think about is what you're doing is causing it. That fear, that fear. So much to hold on to it.
Yeah, it's ironic, hey, because it takes so much energy.
Takes, it robs,
Yeah.
expends, drains, expels, rather than accumulating. Man,
Mhm. And the intent is to preserve.
yeah. Preserve and conserve.
Mm. Mm.
Conditioned to conserve. Which is a good thing, right? Scarcity of energy and everything, so conserve it. Our systems are based on it, yeah. Our body functions on it. That's why it's a lazy brain.
Mm.
Yeah, believe it or not, your brain needs to rest too. Once in a while.
Well, yeah, it's
In today's
lazy.
society, it tends not to get.
Lazy is, I mean, by why we create the patterns, right? And do them
Oh, yeah. Oh,
mindlessly.
totally.
And they just become automatics because that is the lowest form. I mean, that doesn't expel any energy. I mean, very little.
Depends on the pattern.
Mhm. For sure. I was thinking of the innate ones.
Yeah.
Because then we have our world ones that we've modified and
Mm.
adjusted to and expect into and
Mm.
unaware of the causes of those.
Mm. Exactly.
So what do people need to stop? Yeah, let's see. Need to. Look, we're trying to tell them. So
Because we want to.
society.
Sorry, Jason.
No, go ahead, Allison.
Because we want to be able to preserve our home, which is the earth, right?
Mhm,
The only one we've got.
mhm.
So in many
Remember earlier in this when the word home came up,
Mhm,
it's home to me.
mhm.
I know I wasn't allowed to preserve that home. Rediscovered. Thankfully.
That's right. We can't like every moment, huh? Well, I mean, we can, but it doesn't have to go our way every moment.
Mm.
Yeah, that was coming from serving what we know, 180 days of serving what we've learned from where we were to where we are. Knowing where people are and where they could be. Potential. That's what I would call potential.
Mm.
What's that about going our way? That actually.
Sorry, Craig. You're walking and that microphone doesn't do well.
What does going our way mean?
Oh, that's the ego interfering, right?
And it could mean your true nature and purpose too. It would depend on the starting position. To both are correct.
Yes, yes.
And I'd say it would depend on the individual where their awareness is.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone believes they're doing the right thing
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I mean, why else? Why would they do it? Even the mass shootings. Right? And they have to come in saying that is their best option. I don't think that was where you wanted to go with it, though, Craig.
Yeah, it's a very subjective assessment. You know, the same way we say, well, this works for me.
Mhm. And I'll also say is aware, where people it's like the saying, oh, that won't work. So it's saying no to it. It's like, oh no, that won't work, without ever trying it.
Well, it's being caught up in the brain loop.
And there's the ego then, Allison. Being caught in the ego, yes. I would say it's the biggest disease our society has today.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, for me to language it, to come to a different languaging of it I found that really useful, and that's the loop that we go into between the self-conscious and the unconscious, and we aren't aligned. That's when the ego is really destructive. But if we're aligned and we engage with the ego, we're usually doing stuff that's aligned with the cosmos, with life, with the essence of life. I mean, destruction is part of life, but it's not the essence. The essence of life is creation and everything that goes along with that. And so when somebody, takes that option of picking up a gun, all the focus goes on, well, why did he do that? And there's not enough focus on what have we done to allow this to come into existence.
Even allowing it to be an option. Apparently viable one.
Yeah, but I think if you question, I kind of feel like it needs to go deeper than that. It's like, why is this person in this kind of state? It's like, it's like here in Canada, it was pre-pandemic. There were a couple of reservations that had the most awful amount of suicides amongst the youth. So then what is the solution to this? Sending in, listen to this, sending in mental health workers. I mean, just, oh God.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Don't do anything about the Indian Act. No.
Don't get to the root cause.
No.
Put another Band-Aid on it, right? We make it look like we're doing something.
Yeah.
Doing something proactive.
But then I guess that's also what you were saying, Jesse, which is it's really true, is you know, because of the structure in which we exist, that's the only option that a government can come up with.
Same thing that we've always done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we apply existing infrastructure to it instead of looking for new science or new ways to approach things.
Mhm.
And while avoiding any kind of discussion about the root causes of anything.
And that's where the laziness comes in, Jesse. So right about that.
Yeah, that's true to me too. It's kind of it's an avoidance strategy.
Stop, look, and tell. That's what authority does.
Yeah.
There's no equal in that.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jesse.
Thanks, Allison.
I am going off to celebrate my step grandson's 15th birthday. I can't believe that I've known him
Wow.
since he was born.
Mm,
And he is such a divine kid.
15.
Mhm.
Well,
So
have yourself a wonderful day.
I will. Thank you. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you, Allison. It's always fruitful
Mhm.
presence here, so thank you. Big love.
Bye.
Bye, Allison.
So where were we?
Well, I was thinking that Tuesday, I'm flying out on Tuesday morning, so I'm leaving at 5. So just letting you know that I probably won't be able to be available that day. Yeah. If you wanted to host, I could set it up so that you can do that. I could get on and then give it to you in case someone shows up or any of that, but I'll be jumping on an airplane at 6.
Where are you going?
Going to Oklahoma City.
Oh, okay. Is that an oil thing?
Troy's got nationals in Oklahoma City, so
Oh, okay. Yeah.
he'll be
Good.
competing there. He competes Thursday and Saturday morning, and so I'll be 2 hours ahead. And both mornings he competes at 8. So all week long, my schedule is going to be screwy with this. It looks like.
Yeah. Time zones will do that to you.
Yeah, for sure. So. So this week will be, who knows what it's going to look like, but we'll move through it however best we can.
Yeah, I remember attending these in November when I was at Chris's event. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was just when we first started.
Yeah.
10 days in, I think you guys were leaving. Yeah, 10 days in was you guys got there. been going through the old ones and trying to pull out the gold nuggets. But it's
There's a
almost, I
number
mean,
of them.
yeah, there's enough content there, right? It's like what to do with it. And is there worth anything doing with it? Because it's, I mean, otherwise then I'm trying to jam it into like what others are doing.
Right. But it's interesting too, because I've changed my MO that way too. About doing about you know, being in a session with somebody and taking notes, you know,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. I don't. Let's put it this way: I take notes a way lot less than I used to.
Yeah.
You know, every
And
once
get
in a while,
more and get so much more out of it.
it's helpful to me to you know, to jot down a phrase or
Mhm.
a concept quickly and just leave it at that. Just kind of keep a rolling list of those
Yep.
that I can refer to back later.
What do they want? Why can't they have it? That's the list that I usually create with when I'm listening. Coaching, right? Or in a session, I'll write that down. Okay, I'm gonna go spend a little time. The family got up early. We're practicing or getting up early this week because we're gonna be 2 hours ahead. So I'm gonna go
Oh, that's
join
cool.
them this morning. So
Okay.
before I get in trouble for spending too much time on this. Mama needs some time.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I appreciate how deep we got today. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Stop. Thanks for bringing in Stop, Look, and Listen. It's a
Yeah.
huge. What a great tagline.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
It's a a big part of awareness.
Yeah.
Well, as always, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing it with me, creating it with me.
Yeah. As always.
Mm.
Love creating.
Well, for now, anyway. Yeah, I know. I do too. I do too.
Such an experience.
In so many different ways that is different than what the world would say, oh, that's creation. I guess they're organized more like a profit center. They're organized more as a value center, more as a something to do. It's like an aim and do, and this is more of a free flow, show up. Actually, it's the creating the invisible, like you said.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a think tank.
Mhm.
Very
No.
different thing.
Practicing, designing, creating, seeing what works for us is then when it starts to be seen, then it takes off.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your Sunday, man.
Shall do.
All right.
Yeah. out in the streets, out in the sunshine. So good day.
That is a good day.
Yep. Big
All right,
love,
Craig.
Jesse.
Big love, Craig.